my dog. I've been having peer pressure and problems where I was struggling a lot at work and with other intentional responsibilities and everything, you know. And luckily, where I was able to have 4 days off to relax and rejuvenate my energy, replenish myself, get myself together, I was able to chill. And of course, not only that, when my buddy, my friend Jason introduced me to these sea moss energy pills and also the cordyceps mushroom type, mushroom type of pills, the ones that give you super energy and of course fire up your sex drive. But I ain't worried about all that. I'm just worried about getting my shit right so I can have an energetic performance to do my work and of course get things done. So it's something like this. Yeah, buddy, yeah. I mean, of course I'm watching out for the effects and everything. He walked me through. He just said everything you take, you take daily, but to watch out for the ones that you shouldn't take at night because they'll keep you up all night. And most of the time, since I work about 5 hours, I like to make sure that I'm preparated, and I'm prepared for anything that I got to do, and I'm ready and fully energetic and pretty much persistent. So it's kind of like since I work since I work hella hard like a veteran to Marine and superhero individual, I have no time for games. I gotta use the most amount of stuff that I use just to give me that superpowered kick type of energy. And my mom and everybody else, some usually wouldn't understand what I go through. So I would say to others, basically like, since I wrote those index cards, I was having trouble trying to get things together and pretty much collide, like put everything together all at once. So I took time to adjust, see what was going on in my head, going on in my body, make it like self-explanatory. I was self-analyzing it myself because I felt like this is not right. These habits I'm repeating are wrong, and I felt like something was wrong with me emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Like something was taking over my brain, my mind, and I'm like, why the hell am I repeating these habits when my supervisor Sherelle and everybody else was telling me, don't do these things, this is not right. Basically telling me things I shouldn't do. Well, I like to kill time because after when I take one of my main herbal energy pills, like for work and for working out mainly, I like to kill time. Sometimes anything that's in my system runs low because since I move really super fast, when I drink a Gatorade or an energy drink, everything runs low accordingly. And when he talked about serenity, I had to look some stuff up. So mainly what I'm saying is, when I was under a lot of pressure and everything, I was writing things down on index cards to go over certain habits and certain problems that I've been having that I needed to fix. Because I said, if I don't get this together, I'm going to lose everything that I worked so hard for. Because I've been in Goodwill mainly for 5 years. And I said, no, you got this close to 5 years, Mike. You better fix this or it's going to be too late. So, since my words and everything been inspiring y'all and everyone else, I guess I'll say I look forward to helping the most people out as I can because I'm an empath. Like, I have that type of mentality of reading people's emotions and different abilities to read vibes. So I felt as though that I wanted to share a little bit of that type of story. And plus, a lot of things that mess my head up, you know, because I've been going through a lot just like everybody else. And I wanted to find time to get that together, but mainly, but kind of like mainly self heal myself basically. And of course, I wanted to make sure that whatever I'm doing, I can limit my habits, like go over them and see what's going wrong and stop every inch of a large part of it and devote my time and other stuff into something else as well. Like, kind of like, especially like when I was listening to meditation music, I like to meditate a lot, a little at a time. It's very cleanseful. Like like basically it's very cleansing to my well-being, my spiritual nature, and very helpful and relaxing to my nerves and my mental state. Kind of like when I close my eyes and I'm like, it's kind of like mainly for a few things. I do it to isolate myself from negativity and drama, so that when I work out hard and everything, I'm calmer and I'm much more centered before I enter the building. Kind of like, let's say if I'm around toxic a-holes at some point, and people that want to start problems with me, I'm calmer and I'm much more mature and professional. That way, if someone pisses me off or tries to provoke me or pick a fight with me or something like that, they won't catch these hands across their face. And now, whereas I'm good, and nobody don't have to get these hands for messing with me and trying it with the wrong person. I do all those things because it's very good for me to contain self-control, because I feel as though, since I'm like a freaking beast, of course, and just to describe that and show proof of that, I have things like a werewolf. See, I'm practically like a freaking dog, believe me. Whereas, like, I fight like one, and I'd bite like one if somebody was fucking me, if somebody was fucking me and mess with me where I'm not having it, I'd bite the living hell out of them like this, almost like that full moon. I'm goes up, run, because I'd be like, oof, you can push the beast right out of me. You didn't woke the beast up, so you better run. Yeah. But other than that, like, yeah, I was listening to some powerful meditation music for about 5 to 6 hours as I took a bath a while ago, because I was under deep stress, spiritual distress, because with work, responsibilities, and accolades, and all that stuff. Basically, mainly, theoretically, what I'm saying is, as I wrote those down, I figured it's time to rip them up. Like, since I'm going over certain habits, and after a while, when I was taking 4 days off from work, that was the best decision I made for myself, because I felt as though maybe I just needed a break, and I needed some time to get myself together. Like, have some time for a brother, have some time to relax and have some me time. And I ain't gotta go back to work until Tuesday, which means I'd have about Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, 4 days to work, and I'd be off right back again. Yeah. So I would say, personally, like, I was able to cleanse my thoughts, self-analyze in myself, and as I was meditating, I felt like I was spiritually fixing myself, like, because when I was under a lot of pressure and everything, trying to keep up with my tasks, because we do daily wipes every day. When I come in my zone, I go and collect trash from people's offices, and then I wipe handle spots like doorknobs and door handles and tables. People that touch things, I wipe things that people touch. And other times I would wipe the glass doors if needed, with the blue rag and green rag that they give me. And after you wipe everything, after it's dirty, you clean it. So, yeah. Things be complicated these days. So that's why, if I don't understand something or I need to navigate around something, I like to write things down on paper, because it helps me memorize things and keep track of what I'm doing. That way I'll know how to do it, and I want to ask, what's my instructions again, if it's on paper. It's like this: if you're going to unite, get the writing. If you're uniting, get the writing. As in, write it down, take notes, and go over it. Like going over a test. If you know you got a test to really prepare for, if you don't want to fail, then you better get your butt moving. You better pick up a pen or or or, or a pencil with a piece of paper and jot it all down, or write it down. Because if you don't, you'll fail. You'll regret it. You'll wish that you had the chance to do it, and you'll want to do it at the earliest minute before you forget, so you don't have to wait at the last minute and be sorry that you didn't study, or that you didn't take notes. Because it's like, if you don't take notes or something, you'd be like, oh, you kind of be like mad at yourself. Be like, oh, I should have did this, and now I'm stuck. And it's just easy to just write things down on paper. That way, even if you say you'll memorize things, there might be more to what you'll know. That goes for anybody. If you don't write something down, then sometimes you'll forget, and more than likely you might ask again, and the others might be like, were you not paying attention? It's common sense. If you write something down that you need to go over, you don't have to ask again because you have it written down on paper. It's common sense, y'all. It's common sense. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's common sense. But yeah, I had a lot of time to think and time to get myself together. So even though I was repeating certain habits, the reason was because I was being stupid. I wasn't thinking. So I had to go over certain things that were wrong, because it kept getting on Sherelle's nerves and my boss's nerves. Mainly, I'm grateful I didn't get into too much trouble where I could have been put out of a job. So, fellow viewers and believers, do not make the same mistakes I made. Don't let anybody put you under pressure, deep pressure, where they make you into a whole post-breed laughing stock of a bureau, where, like, kind of like where they put on the show, making you look like a fool, humiliating you, and derailroading you, where you gotta, where you pretty much gotta fight back and explain stuff. Like, kind of like, basically what I mean is, if you are under pressure and you don't know what to do about something, do what I do. Plan ahead of things. Invest your time into something. If your brain is burned out and you're burned out, you're tired, take a break. Plan ahead on something. Invest more of your time into something else. Write down your plans for what you got going on. Maybe for a season. Plan out your goals. And think about where you are going, like where you are to where you want to be. And like whether if it involves sports, work, education, politics, whatever. But mainly, like, kind of like, if you have something that makes you more authentic and something that's more suitable for you, but your brain is crumbled with so much ideas, it's better to write it down, jot down the list of some things, so that way you'll be able to plan ahead. You'll be able to see where you're at, and you're not going to be able to overlook or think things. And if you have a task, write things down too. Because here's the thing: if you don't write something down that you need to be aware of, almost like instructions, right? If you write down something but you don't actually do it, you're going to forget, and you're going to be able to do some things. But it's kind of like you'll have half of what you need all in one list, but you'll miss something else. So it's easier to just have everything down all together on paper. That way you can go over it all over through the list and you won't have to be stuck. That's why I do it all the time, because it's because like I do it all the time to write things down, because basically it's self-explanatory, where you don't have to explain it, you can just write it. Like, if it's important information that I need to know and be aware of, I put things down on paper, kind of like this. These are my tasks right here. See? I write things down on paper because it helps me to remember. I mean, I can remember some things at the top of my head, but the problem is, since I have a very going, like a very easygoing, long-lasting busy life, I gotta keep track of my stuff somehow. So it's really hard on a brother to do most things. That's why I like to keep track of things and put it on paper. But really, what I will say is, if you're ever under pressure and you are stuck on something, then maybe it's just your mind and your body telling you should take a break. Because here's the thing: I would get messages from off of these videos, like right here. This video I'm watching, where it said chosen ones, they didn't think you'd fight back. Basically, I've been watching stuff like that because since I'm like a Christian, excuse me, I would usually get certain messages from the divine, like a spiritual realm full of angels, like kind of like, you know how when you feel like you're like a being, like an alien like chosen one, you get certain messages delivered to you telling you that you preserve certain energies. And most times people look up to you for inspiration. Like, they want to know how you think. They want to know how you do things, how you are. And most of the times, other people that feed off energies from you, or you feel it from within, from someone else. Sometimes, unlikely, it'll be negative, because it's like, if you feel that negative vibe off of somebody, most of the times you can sense that it's something not right. It's something warning you that somebody's carrying dirty baggage. So I'll say, when I wrote those index cards, as I ripped them up, I decided I'm gonna show y'all half of what I was going through, and I feel as though as I'm building up my confidence to not repeat mistakes again, since I was able to go over them. I was holding on to them for a while, just so I can be reminding myself to not repeat the same mistakes again. Even though, because the thing is, I mean, I know better. I know not to do something that's wrong. Like, of course, like, I would know to not smoke if it's dangerous. I would know to not steal when I can get into trouble. But that's neither here nor there. The point is when it involves work and other stuff, essentially you want to make sure that you go over certain things promptly so you don't repeat the same errors again. So I thought, since I was under pressure and really spiritually under a lot of distress, sometimes writing things down to go over certain habits helps, because it helps me to see what I'm doing wrong, what I can do right, what I can do better. So yeah. So what I will say though is it's not easy, and plus the hard part is with me having autism and all. I think abruptly outside the box. I think like a robot at times. I don't always think logically to make sense. Even though you can be a smart person, still sometimes it's just easy to just put things down on paper, just to just to remind yourself. But yeah, my advice for you is don't fall into the same categories I fell into. Don't let darkness consume your brain with all types of manipulation. Don't let your inner power, if you're around negative people and you're exposed to darkness, do this. Take half of that aura and use it as a weapon. Don't let it control you. Control it. Like, kind of like kind of like how what Diamond said off the Players Club. Make the money. Don't let it make you. Mainly, I would say, if you got inner power within you, control your power and do what benefits you, what's great for you, but don't let your power control you. Don't let it make you do things that you'll regret, that you can't take back, and that you can't stop. Because if you continue it, it'll turn to habits and it'll turn into addictions. And that's the last thing you want to do. So, even from off my comments, basically, I'd say mainly as I endured workplace bullying, trauma, and everything, I give my best inspirational encouragement to certain people to say that I wouldn't want to see anyone fall into the same situations that I fell into. Kind of like, this is what I mean. When I was enduring wickedness that tormented my head and made me think crazy thoughts, it was because of someone else projecting projecting their bullshit onto me. So I had to find time to break free from that. I felt like a prisoner, and I say to people like, I don't want to see someone suffer the same way I did. This is what I don't want for them. I don't want to see them in handcuffs, feeling like a slave, unable to break free when they can, and not kind of like be like they're like being handcuffed and have their mouths taped shut, where they're unable to speak the truth and unable to break free, when they can break free with all their strength like this. I don't want this to be someone else. So it's kind of like, to whoever who watch this, I would say, don't let this be you. Let this be you, though. Don't let any challenging situations override you where you're being challenged but you want to give up. Keep going. Alright? Well, that's all I had to say in pretty much show. So I'm gonna go forward on this. I made a lot of mistakes on a lot of things. So I told myself I ain't gonna be talking anymore. I made enough excuses for that, and you don't make excuses neither. Less talking, more walking. Like, I'm gonna make things right, and I'm gonna do better with stuff. But take my time and show others how well I can do better and how I can be more self-sufficient. All right. Be safe. Continue to enjoy your weekend. Stay safe and take care, guys. All right.